help spread our message. It is
dedicated to raising the voices of victims of human trafficking. And it's committed to supporting women and elevating them through her online magazine, Pretty and Smart Code, and her Lead Her Forward initiative, which aims to pay it forward by inspiring, connecting, and elevating women. She will tell you that her most important role of all is as a supportive wife and proud mama. She looks 16 and 2. She got
in a crucial time where we must decide whether we're going to elect for a fourth time a liberal government. This same liberal team who has weakened our economy, left us with unaffordable housing, rising crime, and vulnerable in the face of the threats of Donald Trump. Are we going to elect a conservative government who's going to put Canada first for a change? Ever since, leadership is not born from the elite. Leadership is not born from fancy titles and degrees. Leadership is... My husband has dedicated most of his adult life to this. He has been right here at home, fighting for our youth, our families, our seniors, for all of us, and that is something honorable. So when Mr. Corrigan looks down on my husband's career path and tells him that he doesn't know how the world works, I'll tell you what. He knows how Canada works and how to all of us. Not for the tax dollars. Now I truly love all of my husband's policies. To understand and to know the man behind these. Immigrate and to know the man behind these. Immigrated here in Canada in 1995. An apartment. My father's first job was to collect fruit at once, so that he can help feed our family. By the time that I was 17, packed up my suitcase, by myself, left Montreal, moved to speak English back then. Took a student loan and put myself through university for full time so that I could pay for rent and food. When I turned, I had saved enough money to put a down payment on a little two-bedroom $5,000. And about a little townhouse for $230,000, a little two-bedroom. That, ladies and gentlemen, that was in 2012, 3 years in this country. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what Poillievre stands for. That's what we are fighting for, to restore the dignity of property. So it is my pleasure to stand by my husband's side in this fight. The next Prime Minister,
there's something brand new about believe in your mess, but then come back and kiss it. We'll travel the distance, we're so right on you, just kiss more than just a place.
Community and all of our country and ready to bring a change across the land. Let's see both of us and Pierre. What a crowd we have here. How many people are here? For a change. And why is everybody here? We need a change for Canada. It's got the Team Canada jersey on there. That's a very good reason to be here. And we need a change now more than ever. Here in this incredible entrepreneurial community, one of the most inventive, innovative, entrepreneurial places business anywhere on planet Earth. Over with the farmers, the engineers, the tradespeople. This is one of the greatest entrepreneurial and technological centers anywhere in the world. With people like you, we can reverse the lost liberal decade and make Canada the richest country on earth for a change. But it has inflation in 4 decades. It's back on the rise again. Hassled in Scotland or Sweden for lower than the cost of a house. That's a true story. Homes have gone up 50% faster, have less land, more people, and more money. Somehow they pay significantly less for their homes. Canada has the second slowest building permits in the world. Stopping our incredible entrepreneurs. South. Shootings, gang killings, overdose deaths overtake our once safe. Either we're going to have a 4th term of Liberals, or we will vote for a change to elect a new Conservative government to axe taxes. Sur la dépendance des Américains, est-ce qu'on va les élire pour un 4e mandat, ou est-ce qu'il faut choisir un nouveau gouvernement pour faire changement en coupant les taxes, en libérant nos ressources, en bâtissant des maisons pour nos jeunes et en mettant le Canada d'abord pour faire changement. C'est ça le choix. The people, I think, should want to do the work hard. They put the children in the wheel. They sacrifice to raise their kids. They scrimp and save the way to pay their bills. Connie Cody was telling me many of these people have been in Cambridge have been crying on her shoulder how stressed they and their families are. On his dad's shoulder, just asked his dad, what is the income tax for? And Dad says it's the same as your report card, except the opposite. The harder you work, the worse you do. Taxes, liberal taxes, that they do on food, clothing, and combined. The average family tax bill has gone up $10,000 in 10 years. This after they promised they would cut the middle class taxes. We know we can never count on liberals to tell the truth. They never met a tax they wouldn't hike. We as conservatives believe something different. We believe that $1 left in the hands of the person who earned it is always more productive than in the hands of the politician or the elected. And that's why I'm the one. That's how we're going to be up the next level. We'll do this into an auction hall. That's the truth. You know, I will be harsh. I also love our auto workers, and I want to encourage Canadians to buy cars and trucks. And then there's the carbon tax. 7 years they charged it to you. They told you that the whole planet would go up in flames if you didn't pay more to fill up your minivan. They literally said anybody who was against the carbon tax was an arsonist. Those were their words. And then Mark Carney, he didn't have one disagreement. He said that the carbon tax Trudeau put in was not high enough. And then 28 days before the election, they hid it from the gas pump in the hope that you would forget about it. for long enough to give them the fourth term so that they could put the tax back in place higher than ever before, and this time with a rebate. What's worse is Mr. Carney is also promising to increase the carbon tax on Canadian industry. This is one area where he and Trump share something in common. Both of them want to tax Canadian industries. Trump with tariffs, Carney with carbon taxes. I want neither. And that is why I will put Canada first for a change, and I will axe the tax for everyone, for everything, for good, for real. That's a lot of taxes, in fact. Here in this community, intellectual property and inventions. As soon as those things become profitable, those out of Canada. The high income tax often drives our young graduates from Waterloo to leave our country. Get all the benefit. Meanwhile, we have very high taxes on investment. A high-tech company that will create a breakthrough for our economy. And what happens? They get punished for it with high capital gains tax. Many pay the tax by just holding on to an old, sleepy asset rather than the United States in the lost liberal decade. I want capital gains if you reinvest all the money right here. And this will be like economic propelling our economy forward, encouraging people to invest in all new technologies, factories, assembly lines, conveyor belts, CNC machines, tools and technology that it takes to generate high-paying jobs for our people. You know, today we learned that Mark Carney's company has been stashing its cash in the Cayman Islands. Place. And so, while he advised Trudeau to raise taxes down on offshore tax havens to force everyone rich by making you poor, they pay less and make you pay more. No wonder housing has become so unaffordable. The average home. Housing costs have increased faster in Canada than in any other G7 country. Toronto, well, it's the entire Liberal gang, though. It's the same Liberal MPs, same Liberal ministers, same Liberal strategies, Liberal promises. They're all accountable for what they've done to housing. And now, after doubling housing costs, Mark Carney is doubling down on the same promises Trudeau made on housing, building fantastic with the government home that you can be a tenant in. We don't want that. Have the dream of home ownership. Well, what's standing in the way? Why is housing so much more expensive here in Canada, given that we have so much land to build on? The answer is government. A third of the cost of every new home today in Ontario. So, my plan is to axe taxes, cut red tape, and build homes. But we're not stopping there. We know that municipal taxes are very high. The government has been rewarding municipalities who jack up these taxes and block homes from being built. I'll do precisely the opposite. I will require municipalities to speed up permits, free up land, and cut development charges as a condition of getting federal infrastructure money. They don't permit 15% more per year, then I will be rolling back their federal money. The bureaucrats will then be, so that will incentivize them to speak up. But I'll also offer a carrot. And here's my commitment to all in building taxes. I will reimburse 50 cents to the federal government with the goal of bringing by $100,000. costs for food and homes is whether the Liberals deserve a fourth term or whether it's time for a change to elect a new Conservative government that will axe taxes, build homes, and deliver an affordable life for all of you. That's the choice. The great Bob Stanfield said you have to stop stopping and start starting in this country. And that's what we have to do, not just with housing, but with our resources. We have the third biggest supply of oil, the first biggest supply of uranium, the biggest supply of potash, the biggest oceanic in the world. We have the fifth biggest supply of lithium. We have so many resources that we should easily be the richest people in the world, but the Liberals want to leave it to the ground. Mark Carney actually said 80% of our oil will have to stay in the ground. The Liberals brought in C-69, the no development law that means it now takes 17 years to get a mine approved. That's the second slowest in the OECD, 3 times as long as it is in the US and in the UK. Meanwhile, they blocked 2 major pipelines, and not a single one of the 18 proposed natural gas liquefaction plants has actually been completed. The only one that's close was approved by the earlier Conservative government. That is why our wealth is leaving, and that is why we are now so hopelessly dependent on the Americans. We have to give them all our resources, and often at massive discounts. It's time for a change, my friends. That is why we will pass the Bring Home Our Jobs plan. Here's how it will work. We will repeal the No Development Law C-69. I think it's because the liberal energy policy is so bad. So, anyway, nobody's, did someone want to take a nap or something? There we go. Listen, the reality is that we have the ability to repeal this law, to approve major projects within 6 months, so that we can have, by the way, I'm going to be granting a permit to unlock the Ring of Fire right here in Ontario. We'll also approve the natural gas liquefaction plant. The overseas price, we'll sell it to the Asians, sell it to the European takers and the paychecks. Well, allowing the Americans to produce as much as they want. Once again, handicapping our own economy and putting our people at a disadvantage. I will get rid of the production cap and I will replace it with something better. It's called the shovel-ready zones. These will be areas where we'll draw a big circle around territories that are appropriate for nuclear plants, pipelines, mines, LNG plants, data centers, factories, and we will give the permits out before anyone even applies for them. So they are on